modular refineries. National Council for Arts and Culture canvasses consumption of homemade foods for job creation. CBN defends Naira with $5.62 billion in 3 months. Those are the headlines. Now the details. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said Nigeria requires $2.3 trillion over the next 30 years to address the infrastructural deficit confronting the country. He said since government's resources were completely insufficient, the only way to bridge the gap was by a public-private partnership arrangement in one form or the other. According to a statement by Senior Special Assistant in Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, the Vice President spoke at the opening of a 2-day retreat of the National Council on Privatization, which will, among other things, deliberate the proposed amendment of the Public Enterprises, Private and Commercialization Act 1999. The statement was titled, How to Access Local Global Funds to Develop Nigeria's Infrastructure by Osinbajo. According to the statement, Osinbajo cited statistics from Nigerian Integrated Infrastructure Master Plan and the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan 2017 to 2020 to buttress his point. Vice President Osinbajo stated that while government could take either commercial or concessionary loans for infrastructure development, there would be an additional burden on a usually considerably leveraged balance sheet. The federal government said it will integrate artisanal refining into the Nigerian oil and gas sector to reduce crimes and criminalities in the Niger Delta region. Speaking at a national summit on the integration of artisanal and modular refinery operations in Abuja, the Minister of Budget, Clem Agba, said the challenges of refining enough petroleum products to satisfy local consumption is a major cause for concern. He, however, said the government will encourage innovativeness to resolve the challenge. The Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, has announced that it generated over 2 trillion naira for the federal government in 2020 as its Abuja zonal office sealed up 11 filling stations for short-changing motorists. In his virtual keynote address at the 2021 Society of Petroleum Engineers Oloibiri Lecture Series and Energy Forum in Abuja, the director, DPR, Owalu Sarki, said the department had repeatedly exceeded its revenue target. He said the DPR takes seriously its mandate to optimize revenues for government, serve as advisor to government on petroleum matters, and implement applicable policy direction. He noted that the agency's commitment to exceed last year's 2 trillion naira remittance was despite the challenges encountered in the sector locally and internationally. Now, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State says his administration will continue to put in place policies that will boost the economic growth of the state. Governor Makinde stated this at an interactive session with leaders of market and artisans associations across the state. The governor emphasized that his government will do the needful to boost the businesses of the traders to make life comfortable for everyone. On the leadership crisis rocking the Traders Association, Governor Makinde posited that he will set up a committee to explore all means of securing an amicable resolution of the crisis. Meanwhile, Nigerian women have been implored to explore multiple streams of income and various entrepreneurship skills to endure the current economic reality in Nigeria and ensure self-reliance. The charge was given by speakers at the Oyo State Women Entrepreneurship Summit as part of activities to commemorate the International Women's Day and empower selected women in the state. Correspondent David Bello, who was at the event in Ibadan, reports that the summit was with the theme, Women Arise. More details packaged in this report.
Oyo State Women Entrepreneurship Summit was organized to inspire and advise women in the state to brace up against being docile and relenting, but should rather be ready to play significant roles in the socio-economic development of the state. In a keynote address to participants at the summit, the Kogi State governorship candidate of SDP in the last governorship election in the state, Barrister Natasha Hadiza Koti, urged Nigerian women to raise up to the current stable economic situation in the country, stressing the need for women to develop ideas that will transform into wealth, while calling on the Nigerian government to help cushion the challenges faced by entrepreneurs in the country.
Yes, I do believe in the importance of women occupying and growing the entrepreneurship space in shaping a healthy society. So we need more affirmative action, and we need more women to support each other and encourage them that irrespective of the challenges they've seen, they should not give up and keep coming forward. You don't need muscles to lead, you need the brains, and we do have intelligent women of capacity and character that can make a difference.
Also, Honorable Folashade Akamola and other speakers at the summit were unanimous in calling for a change of paradigm, with women rising up to occupy a position of leadership, with a recent inspiration from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Congress.
I challenge all women outside there that it's time for us to rise up. We should buckle up. The Nigeria of today doesn't smile at us. We should be able to have some other stream of income. If you're a politician, you don't just wake up and say, when they say what do you do, say you are a politician, because it's not supposed to be a full-time business. It's supposed to have other things to do.
In a special presentation on quality seed production and agribusiness, the lead speaker, Professor Latif Sani, Project Manager RITA and Chairman Governing Board, Oyo State College of Agriculture and Technology, unveiled to participants the various areas they could explore to generate wealth in the agricultural value chain.
The charge is that they need to make seed production and cultivation of seeds as a business. You have to follow the good agronomic practices, and you have to make sure that you follow the steps that we are teaching them.
Earlier, the convener of the summit, Honorable Ronke Giwa, said the summit was basically to motivate women to get up for significant impact in both the economic and political spheres of the nation. In Ibadan, David Bello reporting.
The Director General of National Council for Arts and Culture, NCAC, Otuba Segun Rushewe, has urged Nigerians to be consuming more homemade foods to help in job creation in the country. Rushewe gave the advice at a news conference on promotion of Nigerian food culture in Abuja yesterday. He explained that consumption of Nigerian foods would create more employment for Nigerians, especially the women, youths, and other vulnerable members of the society. He described Nigeria as a blessed country with a variety of food items, adding, time has come to encourage Nigerian cuisines like other countries. Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mustafa Shehuri, has reiterated federal government's commitment to improve agricultural extension services in Edo State. The minister stated this yesterday when he inspected the new one-stop extension delivery center in Obuabuzuwa, Ovia Southwest local government area of Edo. Shehuri said President Muhammadu Buhari was committed to boosting agricultural production through improved extension services. He noted that the center will serve as a training center for farmers and extension agents in the state. And the Central Bank of Nigeria injected $5.62 billion into the foreign exchange market in the fourth quarter of 2020 as part of efforts to ensure the stability of the naira. This was an increase of 1.25 billion naira from $4.37 billion intervention in the economy by the banking regulator in the third quarter. The CBN disclosed this in its report on transactions in the foreign exchange market in fourth quarter of 2020. Part of the report read that the bank maintained its periodic interventions in the foreign exchange market to boost liquidity, enhance access to foreign exchange, curb unbridled demand, and ensure stable exchange rates. The CBN stated that the total foreign exchange sales, however, saw a decrease of 46.1% below the level in the corresponding quarter of 2019. It's now time to link up with Femi Ojo for some stock exchange report.
Here is the summary of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for yesterday, the 10th day in the month of March 2021. At the close of trading, I must let you know the market closed on a bullish note. We have the all-share index appreciating by 0.54% to close at 38,914.84 basis points. Over 1.468 billion billion unit of shares valued at over 5.853 billion naira was traded in 4,040 deals. And we have the market capitalization at the close of trading summing up to over 20.3 trillion naira. A look at the top three gainers for yesterday's trading. We have the Tana top in the gainers Spark gaining 46 kobo to close at 5.8 kobo. Lasako getting 10 kobo to close at 1.30 kobo. And Zenith Bank getting 1.50 kobo to close at 22 naira. For the decliners, we have Lincoln short up in the losers Spark losing 5 kobo to close at 50 kobo. Rapid lost 5 kobo also to close at 50 kobo. And ABC Trans lost 2 kobo to close at 28 kobo. For the major players, we have Unity Bank top on the pack trading over 1 billion unit of shares. Multiverse traded over 200.1 million unit of shares. Garanti traded over 122.1 million units of shares. Zenith Bank traded over 32.8 million units of shares. And FBN Holdings traded over 18.9 million units of shares. That was the sum of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for yesterday, the 18th day in the month of March 2021. Join me Monday when I bring you the outcome of today's trading and the total week's wrap up. I am Femi Ojo. Enjoy your weekend.
And that's it on Business Splash today on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Join us next week for another edition. Until then, I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good morning.
Quick, Charger 240. Hot news.